It can be better, but it's pretty damn great right now. And people pay a premium to live here. And to some people, it's not worth the premium. Well, that's you, brother. Everybody's different. You want to live in peace and quiet? If you want to live in peace and quiet, LA is not your place. Get the hell away from LA. LA is not peace and quiet. Actually, I have heart attacks or heart attacks, heart murmurs, or whatever the fuck you call it, every day. Because I'm sleeping and boom, there's an explosion. And I'm like, what the fuck? There's people in my neighborhood that fucking constantly throwing those fucking M80s or those artillery shells and shit. Like randomly. Like every day they'll do one. At like 2 or 3 in the morning. And my heart almost drops. Even in my business, I'm right here in my business and I'm minding my business, and then I hear like a boom, boom, like a huge ass explosion. Like, fuck. It scares everybody in the buildings. But you know what? We're adapting to those explosions because they're so normal. They're so normal, man, to hear explosions in LA. What the hell? Alright, so LA is a lot of things. There's a lot of diversity. Also in shopping. We have a lot of diversity in stores. Especially in furniture, in arts and crafts, in general stores, in clothing. A lot of clothing stores, a lot of fucking stores, dude. Everything's here. You can go to antique shops. We have a lot of antique shops. We have a lot of thrift stores. We have a lot of brand new art and craft stores. We have a lot of clothing stores like Kohl's, H&M, I think American Apparel's gone already. But Forever 21, all kinds of shit. We also have I don't think we have Gucci over here. But in LA, we have on Figueroa, we have Supreme store. We have a lot of streetwear brands, and right across the street from the Supreme store, because I've been there, is the golf store. Which you're like, what the fuck is golf store, right? That's fucking Tyler, the Creator's brand. And right there on that little boulevard, there's a bunch of little streetwear brands that originate in LA. Hopefully soon my Tomoko brand will be there too. Once I develop my brand more, because Tomoko is a brand from LA. So we got that shit. We got skate parks. We have great Mexican food. Good Mexican food. Mexican food as in burritos, tacos, and also seafood. Mexican seafood. A lot of people neglect that Mexicans actually have quite an array of seafood, and we call those mariscos. You say, oh, I want to go to LA, I'm going to try a taco. No, dude. Tacos are good, but we also have a thing called mariscos. Mexican food is very diverse. Even though there's a lot of the same ingredients. I'll give you an example of some Mexican food. One, we have birria, which is goat meat with like some red sauce. But there's one that's like goat meat, but it's more soupy. Birria is basically like dry goat, not dry goat, but like goat with like a sauce, marinated in a sauce. That's birria. You eat that with Mexican rice and lime. It's fucking good, dude. It's good. But they have a similar one that I like better. Then birria. I love birria, but I like a little bit better this thing called barbacoa. Barbacoa is like birria, but it's more soupy. It has more water in it. It has more sauce in it. It's more watery, more liquidy, whatever, more saucy. It's like a soup almost, but it's still got the same concept. You eat that with rice, like tacos. You eat it like a taco. So that's birria. Birria and barbacoa. Those can both be tacos. And I have a truck that's close to my business that sells birria tacos. So they give you this little cup of consomme. I think it's called consomme. It's a dip. I'm not sure if it's called consomme. I could be wrong. But it's called consomme. It might be called that. You get your birria tacos and you dip it in that sauce and you're in heaven, brother. This is a taco truck that's close to us. Now you could go to Mexican restaurants like Jimenez. Jimenez has good fucking food. We have lots of Mexican restaurants in LA. A lot. We can't have enough of fucking tacos. We might get rid of McDonald's, brother. We might get rid of McDonald's and we'll just make LA purely tacos. If they don't come out with a McTaco, if McDonald's don't come out with a McTaco, you're not gonna see fucking McDonald's. So we got lots of Mexican food. Pepe's is a good fast food Mexican joint. And there's a lot of little restaurants that are very nice and Mexican all over the place. But we also have a diversity of all kinds of cuisine. There's Ethiopian food. There's Pink's hot dogs. There's lots of burger places. There's steak houses. There's spaghetti factories. There's cake. There's all kinds of fucking food over here. There's a big ass variety of things. We have lots of pizza. But I will say this, man. I will say this. Some of the best food that I've tasted is not even in fucking California. It's in fucking Texas. Texas knows how to make good food. I've had a Chicago deep dish pizza in Texas. It was fucking good. Like real good. It kind of like punched me a little bit because I was like, fuck. They got one on us. One, they got clean streets. Two, they got fucking nice tasting food. Damn. And their barbecue is pretty fucking good in Texas. They have a lot of barbecue places. And it's pretty good. I felt like I was eating humans. I felt like, you know what? Texas has a lot of barbecue places. It's a little sus, bro. It kind of feels like now I know why they don't have any homeless. Because they probably feed the homeless to the fucking tourists. No, I'm kidding. But I probably would not be wrong. You never know. There's no homeless in Texas. And there's hella barbecue places. What does that tell you, brother? Alright, and the food is good, so maybe humans are good. I'm just kidding. I'm not condoning cannibalism. But yeah, we got lots of food. We also have Texas style food here, but it's probably nowhere near. It's nowhere near the quality of Texas. We have Chinese food. We have this thing called authentic Chinese food, and we have fast food Chinese food. Neither of them are actually authentic to China, because we have Chinese people in LA, and we tell them, hey, you guys eat Chinese food like this? They say, hell no, we don't eat that shit at all. That shit's greasy, is nasty. That's American Chinese food. I said, alright, what do you guys eat over there? They say, we just eat like a bunch of rice and like a little bit of meat. I was like, okay. So I guess this might be better. We have this Chinese thing. If you like Chinese food, there's a diversity of Chinese food here. Authentic Chinese food. There is... Authentic Chinese food is pretty decent. but you have to go inside a restaurant to eat it. And then there's fast food Chinese food, which is the generic Chinese food that's greasy and it has noodles, and they give you a lot of it for like $5, $6. You get really full off of that. They have also dim sum restaurants. Dim sum restaurants is Chinese food. It's like Chinese food, but they all they all come in these little bamboo containers or whatever they make them out of, and they're usually steamed, and there's like 4 or 5 little pieces of dim sum in there. You go to a restaurant, you order the dim sums you want, and you get a bunch of them, or you go to a dim sum buffet. Oh yeah, there's another thing, Chinese buffet, but it's not really Chinese because they sell sushi, so it's like a Asian buffet, but that's another thing. They're Chinese, right? We got all kinds of shit. We hardly have Mexican buffets. We had one Mexican buffet, but Mexican food doesn't do well in buffets because Mexican food is mainly carbs, mainly food. It's almost like a poverty food because it's meant to fill you up. So it's very heavy on your digestion. That's why it's so spicy. The spice gives you more fillingness, makes you more filled. So it's hard to have a Mexican buffet because you don't want to eat a lot of beans and rice and birria. Maybe one plate of birria, rice and beans, that shit's gonna fill you up with tortillas and a drink. So you can't really do Mexican buffet. One plate will fill you up. Chile relleno. We got chile relleno, we got nachos, we got all kinds of shit. Like a beef stew. There's a lot of shit. Now, we also have Korean food. Korean food sometimes always comes in buffet form. Korean food comes in buffets, like Korean buffet. Now, I don't know how authentically Korean it is, but you can eat some hot soup from there. Hot spicy soup. And maybe it's authentic. Who knows? It's close. Probably not going to be like the shit they have in Korea, South Korea. But we have Korean barbecue, which is fun. It's a good experience because you get to cook your own meat. And you get to burn those damn plates every freaking 10 minutes because you don't know how to cook and they don't give you butter. So, Korean food. We also have Vietnamese food. Now, you're going to get most of this shit very east in LA. So, yeah, Vietnamese. We have Vietnamese pho, which some people say is pho, but it's pho. It's spelled P-H-O, but I think it's pronounced pho. So that's mainly soup and like these egg roll type things and sandwiches. Also, on top of that, we have Filipino food and Filipino grocery stores. So we get to try the Filipino cuisine and stuff like that. There was a restaurant called Pinoy Pinay. It's pretty good. Filipino food is close to Mexican food. It's very close to Mexican food. Actually, sometimes the wording is Spanish, but they have their little differences. They have white rice instead of Mexican rice. And they have a lot of it's also like Hawaiian barbecue. We have Hawaiian barbecue here. Damn, dude. LA is fucking great, dude. I would not live anywhere else. There's 10 million people here. I would love to live in LA. I think I would like to live in better cities that are closer to everything so I don't have to drive there. I would not definitely not want to live downtown. I like living away from downtown because there's a lot of homeless over there. So I'm in a good area. I'm in a good area in LA. I'm east of LA. I'm close to everything. I'm close to fucking Orange County, San Bernardino, and LA County. Well, I'm in LA County. So I'm good like that. So yeah, LA has everything you need. A little bit of everything is here. And the weather is beautiful. Every night I look outside the window, there's a beautiful blue sky. Now it rains sometimes, but very little, like a week maybe. And it's like on and off. It might rain one Saturday or one Sunday. So it rains very little in LA. So we got beautiful weather. The air is clean away from the city. So LA is great. I would not think of anywhere else I would want to live. Now, I have the options of living in Orange County. But to be honest, Orange County is nice. It seems too racist. Even though I've never met a racist person in Orange County, I never even talked to anybody in Orange County. It's mainly white and racist Asians. They have some good bars in LA. I mean, not LA, in Orange County.